Hello YouTube, my name's Nero and today from Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and another episode of DNA Saturday, which is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in DNA bombs. That was the Cray class we're going to be using throughout the entirety of this gameplay. If you guys would like to go back and pause to get a good look at that, you can do that, but keep in mind I will be talking about the Cray class throughout the video. This particular one is awesome, man. It was sent in by a guy that goes by the name of Ghost Ninja 187. You guys may remember that name. He was actually on a prior episode of DNA Saturday, making him a returning guest, which is definitely nice to see that. The coolest part about this DNA bomb is it's using the TAC-19 shotgun, the one and only pump action shotgun here in Advanced Warfare, and in my opinion, probably the worst shotgun here in Advanced Warfare. Just the damage is awful, the range is awful, it's got worse damage and worse range and a worse fire rate by the very nature of the pump action as compared to any other shotguns. It's crazy how bad that the pump action shotguns are in these recent games. You look at how they performed in Call of Duty Ghosts, you look at how they're performing here in Advanced Warfare. The pump action shotguns, they used to reign supreme in the shotgun class. You know, you think back to like the Spaz 12s and you think back to like the Remington 870s and you just think back to the pump action shotguns of yesteryear and how great they were and how powerful they really were and how good it felt. Even thinking to the Black Ops stakeout, for crying out loud. I would take a Black Ops stakeout over a TAC-19 any day of the week. Any day of the week. That's just how it was. The reign of the pump action shotguns was great, and it should be that way. It should be to the point where the pump action shotguns are the shotguns that are super powerful, right? Because they have a drawback. They're pump action. You shoot, you gotta pump out that shell, you gotta pump in a new one, then you can shoot again. So because of that, you need to have pretty good range and pretty good power. You need to have a lot of potential there for a one-hit kill with a pump action shotgun. Just unfortunately, we don't have that here with this. It's kind of a fun weapon in that it's a directed energy shotgun. It's fun to use when you do get kills with it. It feels very awesome. It's like, pow! Yeah, like it almost looks like it bends space and time with the little vortex that you see that comes out of the barrel of the shotgun. So it's pretty interesting to use and fun to use. But man, if this is a weak shotgun, it is a weak shotgun. It's not very good, and that's why I really wanted to feature it here for this week's episode of DNA Saturday. Very awesome to see a DNA bomb using this. We're playing a bit of domination here on the map Retreat. There's no one set strategy. Of course, there's never really one set strategy when you're using a shotgun. And that's regardless of any Call of Duty game. You think of any Call of Duty game, you see somebody do well with the shotgun, which if you've been a long-time fan of my channel, you saw a lot, and I mean a lot, of shotgun gameplay back during Black Ops 2. There's really no strategies to a shotgun gameplay. It's okay. Is the opposing team over there? Well, I'm going to get there too, because I got to be within like 5 feet of them to be able to get a good kill on them, right? That's how shotguns work. So basically, wherever the opposing team ends up going, that's where he ends up going in this gameplay, and I love it. It's always fun to watch some good old-fashioned shotgun stuff. I love it. Just going back, it takes me back in my mind back to Modern Warfare 2. You know, you think of Sandy Ravage with all his Spaz Tech 130 montages and all the crazy stuff that man was able to do with the Spaz 12. And of course, you see a lot of stuff with the Remington 870 from Black Ops 2. Some of the stuff I even did, man, I had so much fun shotgunning in that game. Just, oh man, I just wish the pump action shotguns were a bit stronger. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the Cray class we're actually using throughout this particular episode of DNA Saturday. We're using the TAC-19, but the particular variant we're using is actually going to be the Roundhouse. It's a professional variant. It's not the elite. I've actually looked up all the particular variants you can get for the TAC-19. None of them are very good, to be perfectly honest, but this Roundhouse one is okay. So what it does is it gives a +1 to range, and it gives a +1 to fire rate, but it gives you -1 to your mobility and your handling. So you're not really losing a whole lot of anything, because shotguns already have crazy good mobility. And handling, does anyone even know what handling is? Can you guys answer for me in the comments, please, what handling is? Because myself and my friends, I have friends who are Prestige Master in this game already, and they don't even know what it means. They're just like, well, I don't know, reload speed, ADS time, I have no idea what that means, but if it takes away from handling and adds to anything else, I'll use that variant because we don't really know what handling even does. So yeah, it has a bit of increased range and a bit of increased fire rate, which definitely helps out the shotgun. And the attachments we're actually going to be using are going to be extended mag and foregrip, just classic pump action shotgun stuff, right? Extended mag, just going through all those people, man. I'm having nostalgia here already for Black Ops 2 and just my extended mag 870 with a laser sight. So much fun. The perks we're using are actually using a ton of perks. We're just loaded up on perks in this particular class because we're not using a secondary. We're only using 2 score streaks, and we're not using an exo ability or a launcher or anything like that. So we're using lightweight and flak jacket as perk 1, which flak jacket is becoming a more relevant perk for me when I'm playing domination, especially if you're trying to play something like momentum, or if you're playing domination on something like comeback, where the B flag is really just a building where everyone's throwing in their nades and stuff. I'm starting to use flak jacket a bit more. He's using peripherals, which is just a fun perk to use. It's not necessary by any means, but it's definitely a good perk to use. And perk 3, interesting choices. We've got toughness, which toughness is good on everything, including shotguns. But he's also got scavenger on a shotgun, which to me is kind of interesting. Why would you use that over something like blast suppressor, where you see throughout this entire gameplay, he's dashing around like crazy. Like, he totally could have benefited from using blast suppressor really well in this gameplay. Just the very nature of shotguns, how close you have to get to people, and the all the movement mechanics that you're going to be implementing using a shotgun to be able to get close to these people, right? You would think blast suppressor would be a default perk you would go end up using, but perhaps you end up putting together this class or something like that, and then just have time to change around the perks. Who knows? We actually picked up the DNA bomb right there. That was actually pretty awesome. Pretty fast overall, roughly a 5-minute long DNA bomb running around here on the map retreat, just taking out everybody with that shotgun. Of course, there were a lot of hit markers involved, but it was still nice to see somebody be able to get all those kills with a shotgun like that. So let's go ahead and fast forward here to the final score of the gameplay, as we usually do here for DNA Saturday every single week. We'll actually get to see exactly how many kills he got, which was, spoiler, a ton, and his teammates also got a ton. The opposing team, not very good in this gameplay, man. It's just fun when you get those matches where the opposing team just doesn't really have any answers for you. They're all a bunch of low-level stuff. You just get to dominate them, and you can go 62-6 with the TAC-19. Your friend can go 63-2, and your other friend can go 60-3. That just sounds like a whole lot of fun. Like, him and his two friends that he partied up with right there, they combined for 185 kills and 11 deaths. Like, that just sounds fun. That looks like it will be a blast. Damn you, skill-based matchmaking. Damn you, skill-based matchmaking. I would just wish I could get into lobbies like that sometimes. I just have some fun with some shotguns. But regardless, I don't want to take anything away from the DNA bomb. It was still awesome. Great movement, great positioning the entire time, great accuracy with your shotgun, and you earned yourself that TAC-19 DNA bomb. It was definitely awesome to watch. I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of DNA Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves. If you guys would like to submit your DNA bombs for next week's episode of DNA Saturday, watch the video that's on your screen right now. It'll take you over there. There's an annotation you can click, as well as a link to it in the video description. It'll take you over to that video where I explain everything about submitting yourself for DNA Saturday. You need to watch that video if you ever wish to be featured for DNA Saturday. If you guys like to go ahead and check out Mr. Ghost Ninja, once again, a returning guest here on my YouTube channel. He was on a prior episode of DNA Saturday, so it's definitely nice to see some returning guests here. Over on his YouTube channel, he posts primarily Call of Duty content. He has a lot of DNA bomb gameplay with a variety of guns, which is definitely nice, but he also covers Call of Duty news. He also has some GTA 5 videos, and he covers a bit of that. So mainly Call of Duty and GTA 5, but a lot of his stuff is revolving around DNA bombs over on his channel. But unlike a lot of the people you see here on DNA Saturday, where it's like, oh yeah, he does a lot of DNA bomb stuff, he actually does commentary on his stuff, so you may actually develop a connection to his personality. So you guys can go ahead and check that out, hopefully. He's actually just under 1,000 subscribers at the time of me making this video, so if you guys go over there and you guys like his stuff, be sure to subscribe. We'll see if we can get him over that 1,000 subscriber mark, because 1,000 subs, man, it's a milestone. It's definitely a milestone. Getting your first 1,000 subs is definitely a big milestone, so let's see if we can get him there. I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of DNA Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.